In this video, we will learn about the another very important concept of acids, base and salt chapter, that is about indicators. So in this chapter, in this concept, we are take some indicators which are used to identify the substances into acid and base. So the indicators are work in two ways. One way is by changing the color, and the other way is by changing the smell or odor. So come to the one by one indicators, so which are used to identify acids and base, categorize substance into acid and categorize substance to bases. So first come to the definition of indicator. So indicator is just nothing but a substance. Maybe it is litmus paper in the form of paper, or maybe it is in liquid. Okay, maybe in the form of powder. So indicators are the substances. Indicators are the substances that change, their color or smell. It is also called as odor. Smell or change in the acid or base solution. In the acid or base solution. So if they change their smell or maybe change their color, by changing the color they are indicate that it is acid and it is base, or sometimes they change, some indicators are follow the smell, that is if the smell is changed, then they say that the substance is base or acid. So this is the definition. Now come to the examples of indicators. So one example which is very easy and familiar to us, that is litmus paper. Okay, litmus paper. So we know that there are two types of litmus paper. One is blue litmus paper and one is a red litmus paper. So there are two types of litmus paper. One is blue and one is a red litmus paper. Right. So we know about litmus paper in the last video, that is if the substance is acid and the blue litmus paper is dipped into the acid, what happened? The color is changed into the red. That is here indicators are the substances that change their color. So litmus paper are the work on the principle of changing the color. Okay. If the blue color changed to red, then indicator is indicate what? Indicate that it is acid. Then if the base substance is there, if the base is there, if the given substance base, then the red litmus paper is changed into the blue color. Right? So this is the indicates that change of the color, red to blue color change indicates that the substance is a base. So in acid the action of blue is red and the red is itself red is not changed. Okay. If you put red paper into the acid, there is no change. If you put blue paper in the acid base, there is no change. The acids are the substances which change the blue color into the red color. Then base substances change the litmus paper red into the blue. So this is what indicates by changing the color. Simple one. Next one is second one, that is the phenolphthalein indicator. Phenolphthalein indicator. Okay. So next one, phenolphthalein indicator. This is one type of colorless liquid. Now if a few drops of phenolphthalein indicator when added to the acid, right? When added to the acid, we observe that colorless solution is obtained. Colorless. Okay, colorless white solution is obtained. That indicates that the given substance is acid. Right? If you take base and add a few drops of phenolphthalein indicator to the base, then you observe that pink color is obtained. Pink color is obtained. Then the pink color indicates that the given substance is base. So means that by changing the color, this also work on the by changing the color. So phenolphthalein change its color two types. One is colorless in acid and one is pink in base. So this is simple one. Let's come to the third one, that is methyl orange. Methyl orange. So in methyl orange, we observe that here acids and base again. Okay, if a few drops of methyl orange is added into the acid, we observe that the color is what? Red color is obtained. Solution color is red, right? The solution color is red. Then if a base taken, if few drops of methyl orange is added to the base, you observe that yellow color is obtained. Yellow color. So there is changing of two color, one is red and one is yellow. If methyl orange show red color, then the substance is acid. If the methyl orange show yellow color, then substance is a base. So this is what another very important. Third one is methyl orange, another important indicator. So observe here, indicator that litmus paper, phenol indicator and the methyl indicators. Okay, so litmus paper is nothing but natural indicator, come under the natural indicators. And also in natural indicator we observe a turmeric powder, also is there, turmeric. Okay, turmeric powder also come under the under natural indicators. And these phenolphthalein and methyl orange are synthetic indicators. Okay, they are nothing but what? Synthetic indicator. Synthetic indicators. Okay, means artificial, which is made man-made indicators. So these are synthetic indicators. Litmus paper and turmeric powder is an natural indicators. So these are indicators which are used to classify acids and base by the principle of changing the color. Okay, so again I repeated, if blue is turned to red, it is acid. If the red litmus paper turned to blue, it is base, that is indication. Okay, next phenolphthalein added into the acid, colorless solution is acid. If the pink solution is formed, means it is base. Then methyl orange in acid is red and methyl orange in base is yellow. So that change is color. Okay, change color indicate the substance is acid and the which substance is base. So these three are work on the principle of changing the color. Okay, changing the color. And another one, a very important indicator is there, which are you work on the principle of smell. Okay, by changing the smell. Okay, I take in next. So take all these all points as a notes. First, definition of indicator. Indicator are the substances that change their color. As this example, for example here, litmus paper, phenolphthalein and methyl change in color. Now come to the change in smell. Right? So I remove this one. Note down this 1, 2, 3 points. Right. Now come to the another one, that is work on the principle of change in smell. Now if the smell is changed, then the substance we are classified to the acid and bases. So see, for this I take number 4, that is the olfactory indicator. Olfactory indicator. Olfactory indicator. So olfactory indicator is nothing but, example they are used here. Olfactory indicators are used as vanilla, onion, etc. Okay, vanilla, onion, etc. are used as an olfactory indicators. So how they are work? They are work with the principle of changing the smell. We know the smell of onion, we know the smell of we know the smell of vanilla, and we know the smell of onion. Right? If the smell of onion is changes, means that what this means, it is acid or base, we have learned here. So come to the one method is there. So what we have to do, take a cloth. Okay, first take a cloth, cotton cloth, that is about cotton cloth, and put some pieces of onion here. Okay, some pieces of onion. Okay, put some pieces of onion and fold the cloth and kept that cloth into the refrigerator one night. Okay, one night. For full night kept that cloth plus onion into the refrigerator, and in morning take the cloth and remove the onion pieces. We observe that cloth smell like onion because we kept onion full night. Then the cloth absorb the smell of the onion. Now this cloth smell like an onion. Now this cloth, now which is smell of onion, take and wash this into the two substances. Wash it. This smelling onion smelling substance, that wash in acid and in base. In acid and in base. right? So take the cloth, make it two parts. One part is washed in acid and one part is washed in base. Okay, by washing, again see the smell of cloth. Okay, cloth smell and cloth smell. When the cloth which is smell like onion, because of the onion kept whole night, though it is absorbed the smell of onion, then that smelling cloth is washed in acid substance. Then we observe that the onion smell is not being vanished, it is there. Okay, no change in smell, no change in smell, no change in smell. But here what? Smell removed. Smell is removed. So after washing with acid or basis, you observe that when this onion cloth is washed into the acid solution, thus there is no change in smell. The onion smell is as it is. There is not removed. It is as it is. So what indicates that if the substance is acid, then the smell is not changed. Onion or vanilla smell is not changed. If the substance is base, then that smell is removed. That smell is changed. Okay, the smell of onion is gone. So that is what the changing the smell of the substances. Okay, so that is an important point. Indicates olfactory indicators are the substances which are change their smell in acid or basic medium. Okay, so in acid medium there is no change in smell. The change of onion is as it is, but in the base the smell of onion is removed, right? So this is help to indicate which is substance is acid and which is substance is base by changing the smell. So this is called as olfactory indicator, which is work on the principle of changing the smell. So olfactory indicators are substances which they change their smell in acidic or in basic media. Okay, so for example, vanilla and onion are the substances which use as an olfactory indicator. So this is all about the indicator. Now come to the one activity which are being used to find out and use these indicators and classify their substance into the acid and bases, right? So first clear these all points. 4 type indicators: litmus paper, phenolphthalein indicator, methyl orange, and the olfactory indicators, methyl and phenolphthalein indicator and the litmus paper. They are work on the principle of changing the color, and the olfactory indicators are the work on the principle of changing their smell in the acidic or in basic medium. So okay, so this is all about the indicators. Now come to the next point about we take some more substances, base and acid, and then use the indicators and we can fill the answers. Okay, so come to the next part. Write on this. So now come to the another part that is very important, activity 2.1, and this is also important as a point of examination. So I take some samples, acids and bases, and now try to the every litmus paper, blue, red, phenolphthalein and methyl. Okay, we take the table. So first I take the substance that is sulfuric acid. Okay, the first one is sulfuric acid. Now take sulfuric acid. Now red litmus paper, what happened on sulfuric acid? Did it change? Yes or no? Red paper when kept into the acid, there is no change. Okay, no change. No change in color. Red is as it is red. Now when that blue paper, litmus paper, when dipped into the H2SO4 solution acid, what happened? Right, it is a red color. Red. Okay, it is a red color. Paper is a red color. Right. Next, when a few drops of phenolphthalein is added to the acid, so what happened? In the video we learn action of phenolphthalein is acid is what? Colorless. Right. Is colorless. Next, when a few drops of methyl orange is added into the sulfuric acid, so what happened? Right, red color solution. Red color solution. So this is first observation. Okay, so this is the classification. In the examination they give the substance and they say to by using indicators classify the substances. So like that you have to use indicator: litmus paper red, blue, phenolphthalein and methyl orange. Next, come take another substance that is hydrochloric acid. again another acid. Now red litmus paper dipped into the acid, again no change, right? Red is as it is red, no change. When blue is dipped in acid, so what happened? Right, it is a red color. It is a red color. Now hydrochloric acid and phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein, when few drops is added to the acids, so colorless, right? It is a colorless. Again for methyl orange it is a red, because of in acid it is a red color. So as your next is nitric acid, same process, you write it about nitric acid, and for acetic acid CH3COOH, same it is also for acid these observations are same. Okay, so this is acid, this is acid. For the acid the red is red, same. For the blue it is red, same. And for the phenolphthalein it is a colorless, same. And for the methyl it is a red, same. So here one point we observe that in this category, this all observations is all about the acid. So for the acid, what is the observation in the red litmus paper? There is no change, right? Okay. Next, for the acid substances, what change in the blue litmus paper? The blue is a red. So for the acids, what is the action of phenolphthalein is a colorless. And for the acids, what is phenolphthalein action is a red, right? So this is about acid. Now take some base substances, that is NaOH. It is water, sodium hydroxide. So when red litmus paper is dipped into the base, what happened? Right, that is a blue color. Paper turns to blue. So what about blue? No change, right? Blue color paper, when come in contact with the base, there is no change. So what our phenol indicator? Right, pink. This is correct. It is a pink color. Now what is about the methyl orange? It is a right. It is a yellow in color. So this is the observation for base. So take another base, that is potassium hydroxide. Okay, potassium hydroxide base. So for it is blue color, same. Red is converted to the blue in case of base, and blue is no change. Blue is blue. There is no change in color. Blue is blue as it is. Now KOH base. So phenolphthalein base is again pink. Okay. Next, for the base, methyl orange is yellow. Next, come to another. This is the ammonium hydroxide, and another one is the magnesium hydroxides. So here this is also base. So what? Same as it is and as it is. So here we observe two types of category. One, this category is acids, and this category is base. So this is very important. By these indicators, you must be able to classify which is acid and which is base by using these indicators, 1, 2, 3 and 4 indicators. So draw this table and write down all the data related to the acid and related to the base, and this is very important as the point of examination. In examination they may be asked, they give some substances and they are telling you that classify these substances using any one particular or any your choice indicator. So you have to be observe the what color what, because of in the examination there is no practical, we don't have acid or paper, so in theoretically, okay, so we have write the answer. So you must be memorize which color is changes in which substances. In acid, what is the color of red, blue, phenolphthalein, methyl, and in basis, what is the color of red, blue, methyl, and orange. So very easy, there is no difficulty. Okay, this is very easy to be remember. Maybe you are got stuck in this what methyl orange, sometimes forget pink, yellow, okay, red, yellow. Sometimes practice it. Red means danger, so it is acid danger. There is link. Red acid is danger, so red color is also used for danger. So acid is red, like link like that. And the yellow is there is no color, which is next base. There is two colors of methyl. One is red, one yellow. Red is danger color for acid, and next is yellow. And the methyl is colorless and pink. One colorless is acid and pink for base. Then there is a litmus paper. Blue to red is danger, it is acid, and blue is normal, it is base. So these are what the very important concept of activity 2.1. So please draw this table, put all the data here and practice it 2 times. Okay, then come to the next concept. First write down this. Another very important concept of this chapter is acids and base reacts with metals. Okay, so how do acids and base reacts with metal? So we learn in this concept. So come to the first theoretical concept. Here I put a diagram which is used practically. We done this practical on it. So first before that we have to be come to know about acids when reacts with base and when acid reacts with metal and the base is reacts with metal. So there are two types. One is acids in general. I write in general I write acids. Okay, any acid may be as sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid or acetic acid. Any acid plus metal. So what happened? So observe that salt plus hydrogen gas liberated. Hydrogen gas. Right. So this is the first property of acid. What happened? So acids with metal we get salt and hydrogen gas. So in general. So in the acid same like that in base also, when base with metal react with metals, okay, react with metal, we observe that same process, salt plus hydrogen gas. For take one example, that is here diagram. So as per we know that the chemical property of acid and bases, when they are react with metals, they form the salt and hydrogen gas is liberated. That is a product. So now for this we take arrangement. Okay. So here it is a stand. It is stand on which the test tube is fixed. So on the this is test tube. This is a test tube. Now the solution is about acid, that is sulfuric acid. Any acid I take here sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Then I take some metals, that is take metal, any metal I take here zinc. So this diagram is called as the reaction of zinc with sulfuric acid. Now this is the acid. Now this pipe is called as delivery pipe. Delivery tube. Through which the gas, which gas? Hydrogen gas is passed into the solution, and this solution is for nothing but water, soap water. This is a soap water. When the acid is reacts with the metal, as we know, salt is formed into the solution, aqueous solution, and the gas liberated. That gas is passed into the derivative tube, and that derivative tube pass that gas into the soap solution and the soap water or soap solution, and though that soap solution is formed the bubbles, and that bubbles are containing which gas? That bubbles is having hydrogen gas, and that can be identified by using candle. Okay, so how do you check the given bubbles are filled with hydrogen gas? So for a simple process is called for pop sound process. Pop sound. When a candle, burning candle, is near brought to the hydrogen filled bubbles, then we observe pop sound, and that pop sound indicate the given gas, the gas is which is liberated from soap water is a hydrogen gas. So the pop sound indicate that the given gas is a hydrogen gas. So this simple one diagram for important for 2 marks, right? The diagram of a reaction of zinc granules and sulfuric acid. So take stand, take a test tube, add some zinc and add some amount of H2SO4, and then take a derivative tube, pass into soap water. We observe that when the gas is liberated and this gas forms a bubbles into the soap water, and that bubbles filled with the hydrogen gas, and that can be indicated by, that can be proved by the candle. When candle is brought near to the bubbles, we observe the pop sound, and that pop sound indicate that the given gas is a hydrogen gas. So this we test this gas by pop sound test. We call it a pop sound test. So I practical do here. So observe how the bubbles are formed. Now come to understand this activity by doing a practical. Here I taken in test tube, that is sulfuric acid. Now add a few granules of zinc metals into the test tube. So observe that formation of bubbles of hydrogen, right? So here See, is the formation of bubbles of hydrogen. This is what the reaction of acid with the zinc metal. So as base also like same like that. Here the bubbles is formed. You observe that the bubbles are formed and the gas is colorless gas liberated, and that is gas nothing but what? Hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas, and we can use this. We can check this by a burning candle, which I not done here, but I show the collection of hydrogen gas here. I can collect this hydrogen gas in this balloon. So before that I do experiment that take sulfuric acid and add a granules, then I fix a balloon here. So observe that the balloon is below, that is filled with an hydrogen gas. Okay, so I remove it. This is the balloon is filled with the hydrogen gas. This is balloon was consist of filled with an hydrogen gas. So this is what the experiment we show about the how the metals are reacts with the metals, how the acids are reacts with the metals. So they are react with metals, they form salt and they form the that is hydrogen gas. So now to write the reaction about this, so I take marker here. So I can write the chemical equation for this. So chemical reactions involve. So I take for acid, the acid which I use here, sulfuric acid, H2SO4. First I write metal. The which metal I use, that is metal is Zn, right? Plus which acid I use, it is H2SO4. SO4. The reaction is a displacement reaction taken place. ZnSO4 plus H2 gas is liberated. Okay, it is aqueous. It is also aqueous, and this is a solid. So this is the reaction of metal with acid. They form salt and hydrogen and liberated. Then about base, that is Zn plus base is take NaOH. NaOH. This is solid and this is aqueous solution. So now what happened? The sodium zincate is formed. The product is sodium zincate. Zincate, that is salt of the substance, that is Na2 ZnO2, sodium zincate plus hydrogen gas is liberated. This is solution aqueous. So this is about the reaction of acid and base with the metals. So remember this activity. So this diagram is very important. Then after this diagram, by this diagram we understand that by doing practical also, when the zinc is reacts with H2SO4, we observe that the formation of the bubbles, and that bubbles is nothing but hydrogen gas, and that hydrogen gas is tested by the pop sound test by using the candle. Next, the reactions, common reactions of acid with metal is salt plus hydrogen gas liberated, and the base is metal and salt plus hydrogen gas is liberated. For example, take zinc, H2SO4 we get, so zinc sulfate, salt of the metal and hydrogen gas liberated, and take the zinc with the base, we get sodium zincate Na2 ZnO2 plus H2 gas is liberated. So this is all about the reaction of acids and base with the metals, and this is nothing but called as a first chemical property of the base and acids with the metals. So hope you understand this. So first one time I'll write all of these points, this general point and then equation, then use pencil, scale and draw the diagram, because this is very important for 2 marks. Sometime maybe ask for the 3 marks, so write down this. Friends, now take the another concept, and that is last concept of this video, that is how do metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates reacts with acids. Very important in examination point of view. So take first one, that is I take two part. One is first metal carbonate and then I take metal hydrogen carbonate. So first experiment, that is a metal carbonate. So in metal carbonate I take that is Na2CO3. That is nothing but what? Sodium carbonate, and the common name is washing soda. So we know about washing soda, washing powder. So that is what the chemical name is sodium carbonate. The formula is Na2CO3. That is what metal. Metal is sodium, carbonate is CO3. So that is metal carbonate. So I take here metal carbonate, it's Na2CO3. So that Na2CO3, what happen when reacts with the acids? What product are obtained? So take the reaction here. I take Na2CO3, that is metal carbonate, which is solid in state, plus I take HCl, that is acid, which is aqueous solution, hydrochloric acid. Now reaction taken place. When the Na2CO3 reacts with hydrochloric acid, we observe that salt is formed. Salt is formed plus H2O, water is formed, plus carbon dioxide gas is liberated. So right here solution is aqueous, and this is liquid, and this is a gas. So now balance the equation. We balance the equation, we get the 2 here and here 2. Okay, carefully observe that we balance the equation. Here Na2, C1, carbon is 3, so carbon is 2 and plus oxygen is 3, so 1 plus 2 is 3, then HCl is 2, H2 means H2, then Cl2 means Cl2, it is balanced. So see, observe here, when metal carbonate, that is sodium carbonate, when reacts with hydrochloric acid, we observe that it is salt is obtained plus water plus carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide in general, we write. Okay, so here remark. So it is acid, any acid, plus it is a metal carbonate. So when metal carbonate, take example of sodium carbonate. Metal carbonate, when react with the acid, we get salt, water and carbon dioxide gas. So here example of metal carbonate is sodium carbonate, acid is taken HCl. So what happens? Salt is NaCl, water is H2O, and the carbon dioxide gas is liberated. Now observe this by activity. Okay, so I take one test tube. For this I take a test tube, clean the test tube with water one time. So I take an hydrochloric acid here. Here this is hydrochloric acid. Now I add hydrochloric acid to this test tube. Takes very less amount of. Okay, so I take few drops of hydrochloric acid. Now take test tube, take the hydrochloric acid, that is aqueous solution. Now it is now time to add an sodium carbonate. So this is C. This is the I kept here test tube for a second. Then see, this is the sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. It is look like a white powder. It is a white powder. Now I can take a very small amount of sodium carbonate, that is metal carbonate. Okay, very small amount of I taken. So observe carefully what happened here. It is the hydrochloric acid. Okay, now take reaction. It is the hydrochloric acid and it is the metal carbonate, Na2CO3 in this hand, that is white powder, and that is hydrochloric acid. When they are plus add to each other, what happened? Salt is obtained, the solution which is liquid aqueous solution, and the water molecules are obtained, and the gas which is liberated we observe here, which is that in nothing but water, carbon dioxide gas. Carefully observe, the white gas is liberated, carbon dioxide gas. See, the white gas which is obtained here, we observe the white gas in the test tube upside, the white gas, that is nothing but what? Carbon dioxide gas. So that is what? Reaction of acid with metal carbonates, that is reaction. So remember one point here, what happened in examination, what happened when acid reacts with metal carbonates? You have to put simply this reaction. Metal carbonates plus acid is equal to salt, water and carbon dioxide is produced. And for example, you take example of this reaction. It is actually example. Okay, it's general and it is an example. I take metal carbonate is a sodium carbonate to washing soda. So this is what number 1. Okay, so write down this one. Then next I come to the next concept, that is metal hydrogen carbonate. So please write down this. It is finished. Okay, right. Now I erase it. So in the place of metal carbonate, I now take another one concept, that is metal hydrogen carbonate with acids. Right? So I take metal hydrogen carbonate. See that metal hydrogen carbonate also called as a metal bicarbonate. hydrogen carbonate also called as a bicarbonate. Both are same, bicarbonate. So for this I take example of a sodium NaH hydrogen carbonate. Okay, NaHCO3 is a sodium hydrogen carbonate. This is nothing but what? Baking soda. This is nothing but what? Baking soda. Okay, B for baking, B for bicarbonate. So metal bicarbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate is nothing. Example is a sodium hydrogen carbonate. That is a sodium. Na is a sodium, H is hydrogen, sodium hydrogen carbonate. So that is metal carbonate, metal hydrogen carbonate. Metal is sodium, also called as a sodium bicarbonate. Okay, also called as sodium bicarbonate. Okay, bicarbonate. So this is what basic information about the reaction. Now see what happened if I take acid plus hydrogen carbonate. So what in general I write here? Metal hydrogen carbonate plus acid, right? So what happened? There is no change in the reaction. Same method. Salt is formed plus water molecules plus carbon dioxide gas. Same process, right? So here I take example here. What is metal? That is NaH, sodium hydrogen carbonate, plus acid is I take HCl. So I get NaCl plus H2O plus carbon dioxide. So the substance are in solid state, it is aqueous state, and it is aqueous state, it is liquid state, and it is a gas. Carbon dioxide gas is liberated. So we observe here when the metal is reacts with, when the acid is reacts with metal carbonates or metal hydrogen carbonates, which gas is liberated? Carbon dioxide gas is liberated. Carbonates is carbon dioxide gas is liberated. So in the first case, when metal is reacts with acid, they form only metal. Only metal is reacts with acid or base, they form hydrogen gas, and the metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate when reacts with acid, they form carbon dioxide gas. So two gases liberated, one hydrogen gas in the case of metal and the carbon dioxide gas in the case of carbonates, hydrogen carbonate and hydrogen metal hydrogen carbonate and metal carbonates. Now this also do the experiment. Okay, so I take another test tube for doing this experiment. So again same simple, take test tube and add a few drops of hydrochloric acid. Okay, few drops of hydrochloric acid. Okay, that is enough. Few drops of hydrochloric acid. Then now time to take a sodium bicarbonate, that is sodium bicarbonate. NaHCO3, that is same look like a washing soda, white powder. Now I take this small amount of sodium bicarbonate into the test tube. See, I take a small amount of sodium bicarbonate into the test tube. So what happens? Same observations are there. Again, the salt is formed, water molecules and carbon dioxide gas is liberated. Same observation. Observe here. Observe here. The colorless white gas is nothing but what? The carbon dioxide gas. So that is what experiment of metal hydrogen carbonate when reacts with the hydrochloric acid or any acid, they form carbon dioxide gas with along with the salt and water molecules. So this is student all about the today class. So in the today class we are come to the very important points about the acids, bases, indicators, and then chemical property of acids and base. When acid reacts with the metal, hydrogen gas liberated, and when the acid reacts with the metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, carbon dioxide gas is liberated, and we can done the experiment for hydrogen gas and also experiment for carbon dioxide gas. If you want to see my experiment on the litmus paper, so watch the previous video of previous videos, and in that video we are in the chemical reaction equation video, we done the example of litmus paper. So but here we are done this two experiment about hydrogen gas and carbon dioxide gas. Hope you understand this session and write down this all formulas and practice it, and this concept is very important. In the next video we come to the next chemical properties of acid and bases. So thank you for watching this video.